Well, first off, before we get into the various mutzes, I need Vinny to say it the way he's supposed to say
like
it.
mozzarella?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Oh, I love it. Do you say
no. Pastrami?
No, prosciutto.
Prosciutto. It's prosciutto.
No one says prosciutto.
Yeah, they do, man.
No.
I live in New Jersey.
and ladders, what the fuck?
We live in New Jersey. They say that.
Isn't prosciutto? I thought that was the thin meat.
It is.
It is.
Oh, so that's not a cheese. Okay.
No,
I thought we were all
no.
talking cheese.
No. We're just talking foods that would be in combination with the fresh
You're
mozzarella.
getting an East Coast crash course right now.
The best cheese I've ever had is from Osceola Cheese, and that's on the road between Kansas City and Branson, Missouri. And so whenever I went to Branson, he stopped at Osceola Cheese, and they got little buckets in front of every type of cheese, and you can try all the cheese in the store.
Name
all
the
you
types
want.
of cheeses.
Yeah.
As many as I can?
Yeah,
or just...
I'm curious.
Give me 10 off the top of your head.
The Road to Branson sounds like a good book, by the way.
Okay, all right.
And I want to hear about what the buckets of cheese, the signs next to the buckets of cheese on the Road to Branson.
Sure.
Say.
You got pepper jack, you got Munster, you got Gouda, you got American, you got sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar, you got mild cheddar, provolone, you got Swiss. You got Limburger?
Sure.
Limburg.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never tried that. I heard that was stinky and that sounded scary, so I didn't try that or smell it. They got one of those machines where you can crush pennies, but that's not a cheese.
Don't eat that.
No, you don't eat those. I'm running out of cheese. There's prosciutto. No, that's the meat. Prosciutto is the meat.
Did they have mozzarella?
Yeah. I mean, name it. They've got it.
Okay.
And it's great because it just comes in free buckets.
A goat, a brie.
Oh, goat. Yeah, that's the fancy stuff, though. This is like, we're talking on the way to Branson, Missouri. They don't have like brie and goat cheese.
You telling me
and stuff.
they ain't got no fancy cheeses in Branson, goddamn Missouri?
Hey, I like goat cheese.
In Missouri?
Oh, they don't have anything fancy in Missouri.
Yes, they do.
They have the
No, man.
No.
How
man.
much time have you spent in Missouri?
They have the fanciest porno shop billboards I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. When you're driving down I-70 between Kansas City and St. Louis, it's nothing. I'm not kidding.
This is genuine.
You've done this?
I've done this drive. I have seen it is wall-to-wall billboards for porno shops along the highway.
And do you remember what the other thing is?
No.
Porn and...
Fireworks.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
It is. You will see, if you make that
But that's
drive,
like-
you will see 50-plus porn and firework banners.
But that's what it says. If you ever flip the American flag over, that's what it says on the back.
It says porn.
no, that's the back of the penny.
It's the Constitution.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine when you're done doing what you got to do at the porno place, you're like, all right, time to blow
some
something
shit
up.
up.
Yeah. I mean...
You're not just like sleep. You're not just feeling like a
Yeah, I
horrible
usually
human being.
I kind of just want to lay down.
I'm sure
for
there's like
bit.
a milkshake place in between those two stores also.
I mean, it's not just porn and fireworks, but
Right.
like it's
But
the
the
most heavily
billboards.
advertised.
Yeah,
part.
the billboards are like nonstop.
You know what the average average cost of a house in Missouri is?
What's
Free.
that?
I would guess 170.
Yeah, 135.
Is it?
That's not too far.
Yeah,
Wow.
sounds about right.
My cousin's just moving to Missouri. She's in the Army, and so
Okay.
she's getting stationed by, I guess, Branson. Maybe it's Branson is
Yeah,
the base.
down by Silver Dollar City.
What's Silver Dollar City?
Is that not a world famous place? Because that was like the place growing up that everyone talked about. Like, oh, we're going to Silver Dollar City.
No. What
No,
happens
none of you
there?
guys have heard of it.
That sounds like
sounds like a
Final
re-
Fantasy VII.
That sounds like an
place.
off the strip of Reno casino.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you're not like none of you have heard of Silver
That
Dollar
sounds
City?
like Clark Griswold.
I mean,
movie
hey,
down
listen,
there.
I can guess what Silver Dollar
Hey,
City is.
what is your
It's
version
where-
of Silver Dollar
It's
City?
where you can go gambling.
No.
Okay, it's where there are strip clubs.
No.
It's where
It's where they make silver dollars.
it's where you vomit the cheese you ate on the way in.
No, do you remember The Simpsons where they go to Bronson, Missouri instead of Branson, Missouri, and
Yes.
Charles Bronson?
Okay.
And then Lisa says, "What is Branson?" And Bart says, "It's like Las Vegas if it was run by Ned Flanders." It is like a super like
You sort of butchered that quote, but you're
What?
you're close enough.
No, but you see, that's what
it's
Branson was.
when they're on the road trip and they're driving through, and Milhouse asks, "What is this place?" And then Nelson is
okay.
like, "Andy Williams," and he wants to see the Andy Williams
Moon
concert.
River.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
okay.
sorry.
Yes.
Real-time correction.
But no, it is a very family-friendly Vegas, like the whole city of
Wait,
Branson
so you
is.
can't gamble?
You know, there probably is gambling there. I always went as a kid, but
But
like
it's
my
like,
parents
it's like
didn't really
old lady
gamble.
gambling. It's like a few
slot
slot machines.
machines.
Yeah.
When
But
you say family-friendly Vegas, though,
Isn't
that I feel like all the Vegas gets ripped out, right?
Well, no, it's
There's just water.
It's a bunch of
fountains?
cheesy shows. It's a bunch of like, oh, it's the Texas Tenors, and here's like a
Okay.
Dolly Parton impersonator,
All right.
and here's this comedy show where a guy can take his bottom lip and put it over his nose, and his face looks all silly.
that is
Yeah, the Ned Flanders
comedy.
Vegas description is actually
Yeah.
a bitingly correct.
But then Silver Dollar City, and granted I've not been there in probably 15 years,
Okay.
is a really shitty amusement park with like really old, borderline dangerous roller coasters, and you can buy a lot of like wooden pistols or little like slingshots. Like it's a bunch of weapons made out of wood. I don't know why that's
so
a
it's a
big
tourist
thing
trap.
there.
It's a tourist trap.
Sounds
But
like
it's an amusement park at heart. There's a Fire in the Hole is a great ride. You get it's like a Donkey Kong minecart ride.
barrel. I'm gonna throw a bit of dynamite in it. You see if you can get out. Ready?
They seriously have a voice doing that the whole time, basically.
Ah,
man.
shit. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let's try it again. Who's next?
Lots of you're going through a mine shaft and you got pistols and you're shooting little targets and guys are trying to get gold before you.
Is this a ride? No, motherfucker, it's just a mine shaft. See if you can get out.
Okay, so basically it's a permanent summer fair.
Yeah.
Is what it
It's a
sounds
little
like.
more elaborate than that.
Slash flea
It's more
market.
permanent. It's not like a pop-up shop, like a county fair or
Sounds
something
like a flea market.
No. It's a real amusement park. It's shitty.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks. They got good water
Let's
parks in
keep-
Branson. Whitewater's good.
But not Silver
Except for
Dollar
I
City.
busted open the back of my head on one of their slides, and like blood came down after me after
Well, I mean,
came
to
out
be
of the
fair, that's
slide.
probably only the third most vile fluid that probably made its way into water park water that
That's
day.
true.
All right,
Oh,
here is a commercial for Silver Dollar City.
Oh, boy.
Unscreened. Here we go. Hopefully this plays.
My advice, Silver Dollar City. Let the parents run off and play while you check out the new kids stuff.
That kid grew up across the street from me when I was a kid.
Like a relaxing boat ride. And in the evening, there's a new Silver Dollar Jubilee show that's free.
There's a lot of Jubilee
Things
shows.
Like that. At Silver Dollar City, it's nice to see them having fun, especially when I am.
Silver Dollar City,
And
Branson,
then the
Missouri, where
logo
the
is
whole
a
family
hatchet
can
buried
Yeah.
in somebody's head.
It's not a person's head.
Yeah, my advice to you is get the fuck out.
Wait, the way he starts it when he says like, "Oh, when the parents are away" or whatever, like that makes me think, "Hey, parents, go gamble, and then we'll
Yeah.
go down this shitty flume ride."
This is
but my parents are always. I think my parents stayed with me at Silver Dollar City.
Seems like they're off drinking and gambling
This is the
somewhere.
commercial
Probably.
the teenagers watch before they go to the abandoned Silver Dollar City and are picked off one by one by a monstrous serial killer.
Okay.
That's what they see. That's like, oh man, remember Silver Dollar City? We should go there. And
But
it's just a fucking abandoned husk, and there's a guy in a hockey mask with a fucking
Yep.
chainsaw and a wooden pistol,
And I
he
swear-
just picks them all off.
And I swear, if you tell me that Silver Dollar City goddamn logo doesn't look like a horror movie logo,
Yeah, it
I
does.
will fight you.
it's
very
either a
limited.
horror movie logo or like the logo of like a family restaurant where they serve a generous portion.
Speaking
Yeah.
of family restaurants with generous portions and Silver Dollar City, the best part of Silver Dollar City is this restaurant that there are 2 gimmicked tables at this restaurant, and you have to ask for them. And so one of them is big and round, and so you sit your whole family around there. And I don't know if this is still open, but you got your plates there as you do when you eat food, and it's so slowly, just little minute increments. It rotates. And so every once in a while, you got to like scoot it over.
Yeah.
But most people notice that. So the one I didn't notice, I was probably 9 or 10. Whole family goes there, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and everything. We did the second gimmick table, which starts about where this podcast table is, a normal table height.
Okay.
And then very, very slowly rises until it's like above eye
fun.
level.
That's fun.
That's fun.
I
That's
didn't
weird,
even
but
when
that's fun.
it was at its maximum, and I was eating with my hands up like this, completely oblivious. And I was
Yeah.
looking around, and my aunts and my grandma were just staring at me with these like incredulous smiles on their face. And I was like, "What?" And they all just started laughing, and they're like, "You're kidding, right?" And I was like, What's wrong here?"
What's wrong?
And they're like, "Look where your hands are." And my hands are above my head, trying to eat my mashed potatoes.
And then,
whatever.
like,
oblivious.
The strangers would come over and pat your like parents on the back and like your aunt and stuff on the back and be like, "It'll be okay."
It's just a phase.
they have good programs now. He'll be okay.
That's actually not the worst idea I've ever heard.
It's a really funny idea for a restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
good.
goofy.
That's a good. If it went down, might be even funnier
Yeah.
too, because then you're just
At
reaching
some point,
down,
you're just like
eating up the
just
floor.
reaching between your legs, like I'm trying to.
I think somebody in the
fucking
back.
idea
You
was
think somebody
that?
in the back is like, I don't know, just keep fucking raising
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He'll get it.
figure
Just
it
keep
out.
going. He's not getting it.
He's
Just-
standing on his chair. He doesn't get it.
I think he's getting a ladder. I think just keep going.
That's,
All right.
that's eye-opening
Speaking
to me
of-
that's not a world-famous attraction. 'Cause,
No,
like,
it is.
That was the end-all. That was like, oh, man, you're going on a big trip.
Right.
You're, as someone who never traveled.
I
it was
was like bucket list stuff.
I bet if I asked my girlfriend, who also grew up in the Midwest, she might have heard of it, but I had never even heard of this place.
you guys have heard like the Lake of the Ozarks, right?
I've heard of the Ozarks.
Okay,
yes.
okay, so that's known. Okay.
Nope.
No, you two
No.
haven't? Wow.
We'll save it.
clue.
We'll save it for next week.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Well, that's less to talk about.
We only do one
Regional comedy bit every single episode. It's usually a Jersey or a New York thing.
Yeah.
But this time, since you're here, we wanted to
Okay.
give you a moment.
Expanding our horizons. I
Yeah,
like it.
Totally. I might consider my horizon expanded.